Okay, this is our last group of speakers. It's my privilege to introduce to you Mr. Les Naiman, radio talk show host on Radio 970. I told him, I said, Les, you only got 4 minutes. He said, dude, I drove an hour and a half to get here. I said, here's the deal. If you rock them, you talk as long as you want to. If they go to sleep, we're pulling out the hook. He said, nobody goes to sleep on me. I give you Les Naiman. Sorry about this.
I always write my speech, but I never use it. My wife always tells me, use the speech, read the speech. So I'm going to try and do that tonight, but I know I won't. My name is Les Naiman. I'm a small business owner from Louisville, Kentucky, originally from New Jersey. I own a catering service called Naiman's Catering over in Louisville. The reason I'm here today, about 2 years ago, my wife was getting on me for yelling and screaming at the TV on a nightly basis, watching our country being spent to oblivion by the Bush administration first, and now the Obama administration. I could no longer take it anymore. My wife kept saying, do something. I go, well, where does one go to do something? You know, you feel like you're all alone. When about 2 or 3 years ago, you didn't know what to do. You just knew you were angry and you felt helpless. And then the Tea Party, I saw on Glenn Beck, the Tea Party, he's talking about a Tea Party. So I got on the internet and went online and saw Washington, D.C., and I connected with a girl named Wendy Caswell, a 24-year-old Democrat, a restaurant worker, who organized the first Tea Party in Louisville, along with Dr. Frank Simon, and I got involved back in March of 2009. I'm showing my age now. It's been a long, long 2 years, folks. Never in the history of our nation have we been in more danger. Not from an enemy, a foreign enemy, but from an enemy within. Many years ago, the Soviet Union always knew that they could never ever take control of the United States of America through an attack. The Imperial Japanese Navy, when they bombed Pearl Harbor, knew they couldn't attack America because everybody had a gun. So they decided back in Russia, back in the 50s, and even back in the 40s, that there's only one way to defeat America. And that's to corrupt American values and corrupt the mores of this country, destroying and marginalizing God and the Constitution. And as you see every single day, God is no longer allowed to be anywhere. It's no longer in our schools. It's no longer in the public square. God forbid you say Jesus or God or anything and you're obliterated by the mainstream state-run media run by MSNBC, CNN, and all those others. It's got to stop. We cannot allow our government to take us over from within. You know, a couple years ago, Barack Obama, on July 2nd, 2008, stated in a speech in Colorado Springs, he said, quote, "We need a civilian internal force as well funded and as powerful as our military." When I heard that, I had chills down my spine. You have to know what the face of evil is. And when Barack Obama stated that day, I saw the face of evil. I saw the face of a dictator. I saw a face of a totalitarian who wanted to take control of this country. And at that time, he was still running for president. But with the help of the state-run media, a media that's supposed to be objective, a media that's supposed to be full of just reporting the news as it is without any editorial slants. They ran interference for Barack Obama and the Democratic Party, just as an offensive line would run interference for Walter Payton running up the middle for a touchdown. And right now, folks, I can't tell you how close we are to losing our freedom and liberty. Barack Obama was raised by communist parents, raised by communist grandparents. He's the first president in history of America who was not pro-American. His first speech when he became president was in Cairo. He went and called a Muslim newspaper. His intentions are not freedom and liberty. They're for total centralized taking over of our rights and liberties. It all started 40, 50 years ago with the corruptions of our schools. Somehow, as hardworking Americans, we weren't paying attention. We were raising our families. We were going to work. And in the interim, the people that I went to college with at the University of Louisville, I learned early on that these people had plans for America. And they weren't the same as each and every one of us. They told me, quote, unquote, we're going to take over this country. We're going to take over the newsrooms. We're going to take over the TV stations. We're going to take over the schools and the universities and every part of our society. Well, you know, folks, if you look around, it's happened. I hate to be gloom and doom. I'm a very, very up person. I'm a happy guy. I have a wonderful wife, a great life, great friends. I'm always optimistic. But in the last 18 months, we've been hit with more legislation on a daily basis. Have you ever seen such chaos in America? Every single day, the Disclose Act, which affects our freedom of speech, cap and trade, control of oil companies and insurance companies and General Motors. It's on and on and on and on. And we must stop this now. There's a worldwide movement toward a world of communist control from the environmentalists who spew lies about global warming and wanting to redistribute our wealth to the poor and to poor countries. Then you have the International Monetary Fund, who's now, you know, this international global community is destroying the United States of America. We have no manufacturing left in this country. There are no jobs, folks. The Obama regime will tell you they're trying to do jobs with stimulus money. There are no jobs. The only jobs that have been increased are 400,000 public jobs while losing 5 million private sector jobs. This is not growth. This is called going into a depression. Already in June of this year, they hit $1 trillion deficit. Just in the first 6 months of this year, our deficit is $14 trillion, folks. It is unsustainable. And it's unsustainable for not much longer. I'm telling you right now. You see what's happening around the world in Greece. You see what's happening all over Europe. This is our future unless we, the people, the patriots of America, get off our butts and do more than what we're doing. I want to commend you folks from Indiana. I was at Clark County event a couple of nights ago, and 75 people showed up. I'm very impressed that you guys got started a little later than we did, and you're smaller than we are. But I know you're just as fired up about trying to save America. But we have to do more. You know, these protests and these rallies, they feel good for a day. You know, I was at 9/11 last year for the weekend. We had 1.7 million people. And you know, my wife and I, we felt great. We were invigorated. We were optimistic for about 3 days until the health care bill was when they went behind closed doors and started taking away our liberty by passing the health care bill later last year. We have to do more. The biggest problem we have, other than our universities and schools being corrupt and dumbing down our kids where they don't know any history anymore. You can ask a kid, 17% of 17-year-olds in this country passed the citizenship test. 17%. This is an obscenity, and it's our fault. You know, my generation, we were given everything by our parents who went through Depression era times. We got soft and we got spoiled. We don't know poverty in this country like there is in India and Korea and all over the third world. We're all to blame because we got apathetic. But no more, folks. We're not apathetic anymore, are we? So you say, what can we do? Well, there's a bunch of things we can do. We need to get supporting city, local, state folks who are not going to be